Hello, people, and it's just me right now. It's just me. Today, I am testing a new audio pipeline and a new video pipeline, and I could just read poems, or I could do something useful for you, and, for example, reply to some of the creepiest and the craziest questions about developer relations that I got to hear throughout my 11 years in that industry. So I've been 11 years in developer relations at Unity, at King, and people have sort of bias about folks working in DevRel. And one of these biases is they say, oh, developer relations, is just glorified salespeople. So is it true or not? I can be honest. And okay, if I'm honest, in sort of 80, 90%, I would say no. No. Folks working in developer relations are not glorified salespeople. And I myself personally have been working under sales department at Unity. Yes, I've been developer evangelist. My role was called developer evangelist, and my boss was vice president of sales, Tony Garcia. So if my boss is the salesperson and I'm talking to developers as sort of and pretend, right? Pretend being on their side. So and I'm reporting to my boss. So whose side I'm really on? Developers or the salesperson? Now let's unpack this. Yes, my boss is a salesperson. Yes, my boss cares about the sales of Unity. And yes, my boss tells me to do things that he assumes, he thinks should improve sales. But then there is myself. I know who developers are. I know what they want. And I try to pass information from my salesy boss onto the community and vice versa. And also I was lucky enough that Unity's engineering team would listen to myself. And these were the early days, 2010s, 2011s, when there were no good developer relations practices and that several people should work under product. And I will make more videos about that. I'll be tweaking my audio system further on. And right now I have the equalizers and compressors all over the screen. So I'm sort of watching that. And one of my eyes is like, okay, what is that? How do I tune my audio pipeline? Why are you hearing that? Because I'll be releasing more videos about this DevRel thing and where developer relations people fit into the org, and just sharing my experience and seeing what's best. So hope you are hooked. Back to the sales equation. I'm a salesperson. Are DevRel people salespeople? Again, mostly not. I was talking about how I myself was under sales at Unity. So back to that. Yes, my KPIs were still related to Unity sales. Yes, but as a member of developer community, I sort of have to advocate to them, right? So if I want devs to talk to me, there should be a relation, there should be a connection. If I'm just selling, they wouldn't talk to me. That's one thing. If I am just selling, this would be fun for me to work in DevRel. But then think from the other side. If the product, and at the time Unity, if the product is great, people want to use it and buy it. So it sort of makes sense. I mean, we buy what we like using. It makes sense. Point number 2. Good developer relations people have access to developers working immediately on the product, and they provide the feedback and help the product to be better. Point number 3. Developer relations people create demos, support users. So for the loop to be shorter, when I am in the field talking to users and users want something, some specific feature, and I know it's like 6 months behind, 12 months behind, what do? I either, if I can, I create that feature if time allows, if I'm skilled enough for that feature to be created, or if it's possible without shipping a new version of that tool or something. Or I try to go and match different users so they work together and they help each other. Or I can do something else. So by being there in the field and knowing lots of users and knowing their roadmap and being able to talk to our developers and our users, I sort of can sort many things out and make people happier, users happier, product better. And now let's get back to my boss, who again was the VP of sales at the point. The tricky part is when I have to go and ask for a salary rise. And many in developer relations have the same problem. So I am a developer, sort of extroverted, sort of being there in the community, on the forums, on the conferences, doing talks, doing demos, doing presentations, and I'm a salesperson. So a programmer who spends very little time programming and whose boss is a salesperson. So how does that person ask for a raise, a salary raise, or how does that person grow in the organization? And this is a very hard question. And that's what I'm going to answer in the next video when I tune this audio setup and do a next recording. So just click on and hope this is useful. And if it's not, just tell, and something may or may not happen.